Hello everybody! Today we're going to learn how to do WorldEdit. Here on the creative server, if you vote 5 times, you get an hour of WorldEdit to use. And everybody loves that, but a lot of people are still new to WorldEdit and they don't know how to use it. So we're going to go over some of the simple how-tos on WorldEdit. Okay, the very first thing you really want to do when you're going to use WorldEdit is get your wand, which actually just makes it easier to select things that you're going to change. For those that don't know, WorldEdit allows you to pretty much mass create blocks and remove them and move them around, shift them and stuff, as well as copy and paste. Players have 1,000 block limit, so remember that, and I'll show you how to kind of look at what your selection, how big your selection is when you're doing your stuff. So, first thing you want to do is get your wand. It's a gold hoe. So there it is. You can or you can go into your inventory and grab it. You don't have to use the wand command, but the wand command just makes it easy. You don't have to remember what type of block it is. It's going to give it to you. Don't remember the tool. Okay, then you're going to come over here somewhere and you're going to select the ground. You see it says position 1. I left clicked for that. I'm going to come over here somewhere and I'm going to do right click on the ground. It says position 2. Now right here at the end of position 2 there's a parentheses and it says 120. My selection is 120 blocks. And remember, I have 1,000 block limit, so if I had chosen more than 120 blocks, it won't fill in the whole thing with what we're going to do next. Now, next thing I'm going to do is we're just going to change out this grass really quick. So we're going to set a different block. It's going to replace every block in this area, no matter what it is, with the block I'm telling it to change it to. So we're going to use stone brick, just so it looks different. And there it is. That's the selection area I had chosen.
User joined your channel.
And now it's stone brick. Okay. Now, that's great. I did floors. What if I wanted a wall or something? What you could do, this is what I usually do, is I do one or two things. I'll stand on the spot I want, let's say this corner, and I'll type POS1. Now, let me show you that command again because I typed it fast. POS1, just like that. That set the position where I'm standing at my feet. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to go in the air. I'm going to do POS2. And again, now it's at my feet, but I'm in the air. But it's from that spot over there. It's 72 blocks. Now I come over here and I do set stone brick again. Bam, wall. Okay, so we made the wall. But it's off one. I must not have been standing quite right. Well, that's okay. We're going to select the bottom there, which I already had selected. We're going to select the top up here. Now, I had already selected this wall, right? So it didn't re-show. It won't re-show if you're trying to reselect. Like if I move it down here, it'll show it. And I go back up there. Now it shows it again. Okay. But this wall's one off. We need to move it one that direction over there. So what I'm going to do, and F3 is my friend when I'm doing this. All right, right now I'm looking north. I want it to move it east. You see up here? It says east, right here. Alright, so what? I have my selection. I need to move it one block east. So I'm going to do / move 1 east. And it moved the wall over. See? So even though I made a mistake, it doesn't matter because I fixed it. It was pretty easy to fix with WorldEdit, and look, there it is. So if you're building something, you're like, oh, I need the whole thing shifted just one block. You know, I want to put something else in the middle here. I wish I hadn't done this, and I have this fancy wall and I just want it to be over one. Move one north. And now there's a hole in the wall. I moved all those blocks one north. And again, you know, watch your selections to make sure you have proper number of blocks. Because if you go too big, it's not going to work. Alright. Okay, so you've built your fancy wall, and your friend comes by and says, you know, those diamond blocks would look much better if it was white wool. And you disagree, but she's insistent. So, here's one of the fun things you can do. Select the whole area again. And if I did set, I would replace all the blocks. We don't want to do that. We only want to replace the diamond blocks. Now I could do one line at a time of diamond blocks, but that would be a pain. So instead, we're going to replace the diamond block with wool. And it only did the diamond blocks. Now, you say, oh, I don't like that. Undo. And it puts it back. She's like, no, put that back. You can do redo, and it'll put it back. But they're like, well, the wool texture isn't bad, but I don't like the color. Right? But you can do wool red. You could spend... It's a funny thing about clay and wool. The way WorldEdit works is it will look at wool and take any of them, no matter what the color, to do the replacement. So if some of them were pink and some of them were blue, let me grab some blue wool here. If my wall looked like that, and then I said wool, if I said wool yellow, it's going to change them all because it's looking at wool, it's not looking at yellow wool. And do that again. And if this time instead of wool, if I say replace yellow with green, see, it left the blue alone because I specifically said which color I wanted. For stained clay, you have to give it a colon in the thing. Certain things, certain blocks have a colon value. So like stone brick, right? That's your standard stone brick that's on my wall right now. If I want to replace stone brick with stone brick that's got like cracks or one of the other ones, see, colon 2. Here's colon 3. I don't think there's a 4. No, 4 is back to normal. And there's 1. 1 is the mossy. So there's your other stone brick types. It goes the same way with wood planks. So if I wanted a plank, I get that. If I say plank 2, I thought the planks worked with it. Oh! You know why it's not working, right? Because I replaced it with... This is no longer stone brick. I need to come over here and replace that with wood plank. That's funny. Alright. Now, there we go. 1, 2, 3. So you can flip through all the colors, actually, with this. Looking for the color you want to use with something. Also convenient. Now, you also have copy and paste. I'm going to select just this section right here. Now, copy is a little funny. It remembers, when you copy paste, it remembers the relative position, this is a funny word, relative, of where you are to the thing you're copying. So I tend to pick a spot, like right here, and I try to put my nose against it when I copy something. Or I know I'm going to stand in this one spot every time. Right, so I'm going to copy. I have that selection and I've copied it. It says blocks copied. Okay, now if I stand back here on that same line and I hit paste, it should be right in front of my nose, see? There it is. Like, but I wanted to make 4 walls and it's still the same direction. So let me undo that and let me rotate it 90. So you can rotate it 90 degrees. Now it's still going to paste on my nose. So I'm going to stand right here and say paste. Uh-oh, where'd it go? Well, it rotated the other 90, so guess what? It's behind me. But that's not what I wanted, so I'm going to undo that. I really want it in front of me, so I need to rotate it another 180 degrees around so that it's in front of me. So I'm going to rotate 180. So a complete opposite is 180. 90 is one turn, if you think of a box. And I'll paste again, and now there it is. That's what I wanted. So since it's here, if I rotate it 90 again, and then I paste. Uh-oh, where'd it go? It's behind me again. I'm really bad at this. So. I'd have to stand here. There we go. That's the other thing. You can adjust where you're standing. You don't have to try to adjust the clipboard. But it's still faster than trying to put these walls up by hand. Okay, so that's rotate and paste and copy. Obviously, if you try to make a selection that's way too big, it's not going to copy right. It's not going to paste right. See, that's only 620. I need some more. Let's see if I paste here. Not quite where I wanted it. So I'm going to move it 2 blocks west. Except I just type move wrong. Alright, 2 blocks west. There we go. Oh, needed one more. Ah, move. So I moved it 2 blocks west. I want to move it 1 more, right? So I'll just up arrow and say move 1 west. Nothing happened. I'm actually moving air now. The selection is still in the old spot. It's still here. As a matter of fact, if I dump blue wool right there and do this, see, it moved, not the wall. So your move moves the blocks but doesn't change the actual selection that you had taken. So you have to reselect. That's important. Sometimes you'll move something you didn't mean to move. Okay, so let's see, is this over 1,000 now? Or any more? Ah, 1,056. Okay. So I've got this whole thing here. Let me just add some more blocks so we can make sure it shows what I want to show. And your paste will still have my thing in it. There it is. Okay. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to take this. And I stand here. I'm going to copy it. Now we have 1,056 blocks. I want to copy. I just want to move them over. I just want 2 of them. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say paste. This is, see what it said? You've reached your max block limit. And it cut off some of my stuff. Now here's the funny thing. Here's the funny thing. I have 1,000 block limit. But a lot of these blocks are actually air. And I don't really care about air in this case. I'm not trying to add air. It's all in the air. So if I do paste minus A, look what happened. It worked. Because 90% of this selection was actually air. So most of those 1,000 blocks weren't actually blocks. So paste minus A is very useful in this case with you only having 1,000 block limit. You can move something that's actually pretty big if it doesn't have, if it's just a lot of air in it, like a house or something like that. If it's dense, you made a solid, if I made this a solid cube, that wouldn't work. You know, if this was a solid rectangle. But because it's hollow, you know, minus A works great. And you can do it in sections, obviously. You can always mark it off in sections and go paste in sections. For big things, when we copy and paste big things, even though I have an unlimited limit if I want, I still have to do it in sections because you can, the reason there is a limit is because WorldEdit has the potential with large copies and pastes to crash the server. It honestly will do it. So we don't want that to happen because that's no fun for everybody. So we have limits so that we can make sure we can all still play. And we just have to work with them. I mean, we can still do fast things because it still lets you put things together pretty quickly. But we just have to work within those limits so that we don't crash the server, because that wouldn't, like I said, that's not fun. I'm big on fun, and that's not fun. Alright, so copy, paste, rotate. I think we got it all, or we got everything we need to cover for today. So that's WorldEdit, guys. If you have any questions, obviously ask. Let me just show you one other little thing and look up. You want to know the codes for brick. Let's say you would never brick, whatever, it's brick. That's the numbers. You can use the numbers too, as well as the words that it uses. So that's //L. So stone, it's everything with stone in its name, and even things that are made of stone, like a lever there. Okay. Too many results actually with stone. You can see it. Maybe everything that has stone in its recipe is actually what it's doing there. That's interesting. There's wood again. So if you think of something that you want to, do and you're not quite sure, you can also look online for the block data to find the numbers and use those if you're not sure. Okay? Okie dokie. That's all for today. Everybody have a good time. We'll see you on game. Bye.